Good afternoon. Good to have each of you here. Please let me know you're here. Del John, thank you for doing that already. Hey Bert, how are you? Glad to have you here on today. Um, Today we're going to talk about something that is kind of a reflection of something that I know someone is going through. And while, hey, Miss Lucy, and while I am, you know, maybe a little sad because they may be leaving the area, I am uber excited that they are walking in purpose and walking in where God is having them to go. And I just thought, and this person isn't really young at all. And so I thought how wonderful it was that she is making room for next. And so I thought that maybe that's something that we might want to talk about because we are in such varying ages who are part of the Thrivers family, Thriving Tuesday, Moments of Encouragement family, that it may be good for us to just chat about that for a moment, the importance of making room for next. Hey, Miss Clarice, ladies, and glad to have you here today. Always glad when you're here. Hey, Miss Benson. Yay. All right, so let's chat about it. There are so many things in our lives that we get routine about. We expect certain things to be in that way, and we get in a place where it's not that it's so routine that we're bored by it. It's just our expectation that things will just we've worked toward this end. We're there, so now we live it out. But what happens if in the midst of what we thought was already done and that we had this thing all mapped out and we knew where God was taking us and what we were going to do, our lives were tied in a nice little bow, God says to us, it's time to move. It's time to do something different. It's time to leave that place of employment and go to another. It's time to not get to not keep your children's rooms as a shrine. But there's something I want you to do. Turn that room into an office because I have something new for you to do. I know that this is what you went to school for, but God wants you to know that I want you to do something new. And we fight against it often because we don't really hear God speaking, because we are set in what we think God wants us to do. But I came to encourage you today, make room for next. Make room for the new wine. Because you can't, pour old wine in the new wineskins. Okay, and you can't pour new wine in the old wineskins. If you pour the new wine in to old wineskins, they'll burst. And so I don't know about you, but I want to be able to make room for the best that God has for me. To make room for all of the things that God has in store for me. And if I am spending so much time being stuck in what it is that I think, and I'm not listening to God, then I won't make room for next. Now I want to caution us. Making room for next does not mean that something that you have to move, that you have to stop doing that job. You have to move from a job or from a family. I don't want anybody thinking I was giving license for you to walk away from your family. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that within that structure of what it is that your life is, make room for next. When you wake up in the morning, everything shouldn't be the same. It shouldn't be another day. I keep waking up every day doing the same thing every day. Make room for next. It may just be that God is calling you to do something you put on a shelf or that you had never considered before. Maybe at this point in life, you have to be open to what God wants you to do with what you've already accomplished. Maybe it's taking on somebody new. Maybe it's taking on a mentor or a mentee, or maybe it's taking on a mentor. Maybe it's doing something a little different than what you've been doing so you can make room for what God has next. Cousin, so glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful for your presence as well. Listen, when we know who we are and we are able to be in that place where we are listening to God, then that means that we have to be willing to move into places where God has opened doors. You can't always see those things. And it's great to map out your life. It's great to have an idea as to what you want to accomplish. It's great to have vision. But don't be so tight in your vision that you miss what God is trying to get you to make room for. Isaiah says that God says that I am doing a new thing. But if we're only stuck in our old thing, then we won't see even what God may be doing new in the midst of the old. So that we can move to a place where we can be poured into new wineskins as new wine, even if we don't change locations. I think sometimes we don't take that, we take for granted that what we're doing is what we're always going to be doing it, and we're always going to be doing it the way that we're doing it. And that's not necessarily the case. Our text today simply says this, and it's from Luke 5, and it says, "And no one puts new wine in old wineskins. Otherwise, the new fermenting wine will expand and burst the skins, and it will be spilled out, and the skins will be ruined. But new wine must be put into fresh wineskins." How do you make your life fresh? How do you make your calling the fresh wineskin to pour in the new wine that God has given you? How do you walk in a way where it's clear that while you did okay in the old wine, God has given you fresh wine? Fresh wine that can grow and ferment in new wineskins so that you can be whatever the new thing is that God is designing your life to be, orchestrating your life to be. Don't be so clear about who you think you are that you don't leave room for God to shape you into who God would want you to be, no matter where you are on this spectrum of life. If you're young, stay malleable. God is moving in a lot of different directions, and there's a lot going on, and you don't know where God is going to land you. But those of us with a little seasoning on us, we got to recognize that God is still moving us in some directions, and that the wisdom that we've gained provides us with ripe grapes to make fresh wine, to go in fresh wineskins, no matter what our age is. So my encouragement to each of us today is make room for next in your life, in your ministry, in your calling. That's right, Dale Dennis, let the potter be the potter. Stop trying to tell the potter how to make us. I don't know about you, but I want to be fresh wine. I don't want to be still. I know that fermented wine, I know the older the wine gets, the more valuable it is in those terms. But when we allow ourselves to be fresh wine, we get to be poured into new skins so that we can grow in that space. So my encouragement to each of us today, make room for next. Make room for the next ministry, the next job, the next opportunity, the next place, if that's your case. For those who are unmarried, the next person, because you know that one's not working. Make room. Make room for life beyond what was. Fresh wine. Make room for next. And be encouraged. We'll see you soon. God bless you and keep you is my prayer. Make room